Minutes in the house. Thumbs up when you come to the chat room, please. Yeah. Running with the devil. Who saw that one? Who saw Running with the Devil? Let me know. Who saw Running with the Devil on Netflix? Haha. Let's talk about it. Mr. John McAfee. Let's talk about it. Mr. John McAfee. Let's talk about it. Chronic pain and demon in the house. What's good? 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 What's good, my people? Talk to me. Where are you? Let's see, let's see. You saw what's up there, you see what I'm saying? The Brilliant Psycho. I was trying to record this yesterday, but, it gave me a little bit of hiccups. Yeah. So let's talk about the Brilliant Psycho today. But I talk about him. This man is brilliant, also psychotic. Brilliant man. Brilliant, brilliant man. Brilliant, brilliant man. But I have two sides to him. Two lives to him. Isn't that something? And it's like two equal lives because he lived them well. I should say the way they play out for him. We're referring to John McAfee. John McAfee's story on Netflix. Did y'all see it? If you didn't see it, go check it out on Netflix. Okay? John McAfee, Running with the Devil. John McAfee is a brilliant man. Brilliant man. Or was a brilliant man. Or still is because, watch the story on Netflix and you'll see. And decide for yourself. Is he dead? Huh. It's intertwining with who? Once again? Epstein. Is he dead? Same scenario. But guys, they gave it away at the end. And I'm not going to talk about it right now. But yeah, John McAfee, the Brilliant Psycho. John McAfee formed a company in 1987 called McAfee, okay? That was the first commercial antivirus software in the world that was discovered by John McAfee. This is how brilliant this man is. Worked on the NASA program. Even when, I think the Apollo, he worked on that program as well. Brilliant, brilliant man. But I have two sides to him that are so equal because he plays them so perfectly. The two personality, you could see a person with split personality and they both work the same for that person. Like he's never offbeat, always on beat, no matter what he does or try to fool people. Because John McAfee is a brilliant man. He manipulates the entire world and change narratives to make sure you get what? The upper hand. Brilliant man. Brilliant, brilliant man. But guys, I want you to check it out on Netflix, Running with the Devil. But let me tell you something, man. Why I said this man is a brilliant psycho, okay? This man at one point had worth over $100 million. And this was where? In the early 80s, late 80s, 90s, okay? When you have $100 million in the 80s coming on to the 90s, you're talking about people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, all those guys building their empire, and also my man from Amazon, I forgot his name, but the guy from Amazon, you know. Yeah. So you talk about guys like those, you know, and that's the type of category this man was in. Those were his peers. John McAfee was. Those were John McAfee's peers. People like Bill Gates was John McAfee's peers. Warren Buffett was John McAfee's peers. Epstein was John McAfee's peers. A lot of politicians, deep pockets, governments were John McAfee's peers. Because in the late 80s, coming up to the 90s, this man is already worth over $100 million. Over $100 million. Then he decided to abscond and go on the run and left the country. Went to Belize. Why did he leave? What did he know? Did he bump into some secrets that he saw that could have cost him his life? So he get the hell out of Dodge? Watch the documentary. Very good. Tells you a lot. But let me tell you something, man. For a man, the first man to develop an antivirus software, named after his last name, McAfee. Brilliant. Because I use McAfee software on my computers in the late 80s, 90s, and I'm still using them on today. He sold his company, I think, to Intel for a crazy amount of money, you know, and just, took off. Off in the wind. Living on the run, living on the edge. Until he started living on the run. He bought a nice beach house in Belize, settled down, met him an 18-year-old girl. 18-year-old fine girl from Belize. That was his girlfriend, John McAfee. Learned how to, he knew how to manipulate, so he manipulated the hell out of that young girl, sold her a dream. It works for him, but not for her. Like I said, you have two great sides with him, and they're all equal. They work the smart and the one that really acts the other part, like two different personalities. That's why I said this man is a brilliant psycho for the things that he do. And I'm going to explain. I'm going to get to that, But let's look at this man for what he did. Resolute the world, because that was a revolution. The antivirus software, McAfee, that was a revolution. Just like iPhone. That was a revolution to fight antivirus and computers, to block viruses from the government computers that other government is sending to your computer. This man developed a virus to fight all these things. That's how important this man was. That's how big John McAfee was. But did his brilliance got to his head? Or did he know too much and he just got the hell out of Dodge? When you watch the documentary, you can form your own opinion, but I'm telling you, brilliant documentary. It's been a long time since I watched a documentary like this that tells you to the T things that really happen, subliminary messages. In Belize, having a beach house, right? His neighbor was a guy from Florida, living in Belize as well. So John McAfee is a dog fan because he have a couple of dogs, with him while he was living in Belize. So apparently one night his dogs got poisoned, and he blamed it on the neighbor allegedly. So allegedly, people said John McAfee was busting off guns, and next thing you know, they found the neighbor with in the back of the head, succumbed to a bullet wound. So then, after that, John McAfee went on the run. You remember? Big news in America. John McAfee's in the Caribbean on the run. So he's running from Belize, trying to get into where? The other country, Guatemala? But that 18-year-old girl, I tell you, wow. Getting into the other country, that 18-year-old girl, she had the biggest pull. Even though she was nothing when he met her, and she looked like nothing to him, but she was a lifesaver for him when he had to cross that border because she had an uncle, a crooked lawyer. Crooked lawyer. Yeah. I have a crooked lawyer uncle on the other side. Works for the government, a big top lawyer in the country. So now they made a phone call, called the uncle. They made an arrangement. Took them about a 6-hour drive to get to that city. The uncle collected their passports, tell them, is going to get them stamped, brought them back to the hotel. Next thing you know, they were there celebrating. He got his 18-year-old girl a ring, expected to get married. Then come the federales. Then come people like the CIA, the FBI, all different type of law enforcement departments at the hotel, getting ready to seize this man. So on his way to jail, John McAfee apparently, this is how brilliant this man is. On his way to jail, this man faked his heart attack. Yeah. On his way to jail, because if you watch the first part of the documentary, he was eating some flowers and he was trying to show you how fake he could turn himself into a person like, of a cripple walking. And he did it in the hotel and it works. It works in the hotel. Brilliant psycho. John McAfee. It works in a hotel. They went unrecognized in that hotel because of his ways that he's maneuvered and played that part well. Brilliant psycho, John McAfee. So anyway, on the run, went over to the next country, waiting for the passports, got locked up. Next thing you know, he faked a heart attack in the ambulance. They got to take him to a hospital. This man already have everything premeditated. He's ahead of the game with his thoughts. That's how smart John McAfee is, or was. Ahead of the game with his thoughts. Look simple, but think real above and out of the box. Constantly. Live his life on the edge. There was a lot more to the life and a lot more to the story. But I want you to go watch it on Netflix. A great documentary that will teach you something and also entertain you, encourage you. Great documentary. Running with the Devil. Check it out on Netflix. So this $100 million man ran on the run. So allegedly after, they said he had, whatever, to the neighbor, right? In the next country now, on the next island, Guatemala, they arrested him in the hotel when he went outside to get a smoke. So on his way to the hospital, he faked a heart attack. Oh yeah. Just thinking of himself at that time anyway. Faked a heart attack. No, they had to take him to the hospital. Took him to the hospital. This man had a lot of pull. A lot of money, a lot of pull. He was managed to escape the hospital and have them deport him to America. You hear what I said? He found some type of way to have them deport him to America so he didn't have to face prosecution in Belize for the alleged crime that he committed in Belize. This man is a brilliant psycho. John McAfee. He moves just like the virus. He is the virus. Yeah, John McAfee is the virus. Because when you learn how to manipulate people, not just one person, everybody you meet in front of you, you manipulate. And it works for you. In your psychotic ways of thinking, your brain is different from ours. moving so fast at a fast speed. And these are the things that I want people to understand and picked up from the documentary as well. This man, how fast he think, how ahead he think about situations and to get out of them. As you see, he had a lot of money, so he bought quite a few luxury homes in the Caribbean, left, right, and center. And he just get up and leave them when he have to get up and go. Right? So getting back to where he faked his way back to America with that heart attack, what did he do? He hit the club. Celebrate. I'm back on American soil. Came home, celebrate. Found himself now a new broad. Oh yeah, found himself a new broad. Forget about the broad that he had that helped him with the help of her uncle. The broad that stuck by him when she was 18 upon. The life he promised her at the time was just an illusion. And she fell for it. Things happen. He's back in America now. You see him on television trying to run for some type of political person. But at the same time, this man have a lot of intel. From what he's saying, he have a lot of intel, information on governments, top governments in different countries. He named China, America, Belize. At one point, he said he wanted to expose the corruption in Belize. And that's why they were after him so bad. Not because of the death of his neighbor. It was more of the information that he gathered when he hacked their system in Belize. Have all those stuff, all those informations. So that's why at first, when we go back, when they locked him up, at first they took away all their clothes and all their information that they have and gather, streaming and this and that. So coming back to America now, so McAfee back in America on television, still living his life, bought a home, found him a nice broad, a colored broad, nice, black skin, dark skin sister. They all fell in love. That's what so they say, that's how they act anyway. Then John McAfee bought a boat. Ever since he bought that boat, boy, I never seen so many guns in one boat like I saw on John McAfee's boat. John McAfee reminded me of Ted Nugent in that scenario. Guns to kill. Guns in every room. Even where you hang out, he put guns. That's how paranoid and psychotic he was. Or is, John McAfee. Brilliant psycho. Bought a boat. Got this boat. Furnished the boat with all the drugs and weapon and alcohol that he need to survive and food. Got his crew, his film crew and his boat crew, head out to sea. They wound up in the Bahamas. Getting through Bahamas now, you have to go through the Bahamas government. So John McAfee at the time had a gun strapped to his hip while he was trying to pull the rope to anchor the boat. And in the Bahamas, you can't do that. You can't just come on their soil armed like that. So right there, they took away a whole bunch of guns from McAfee. And his crew, luckily they didn't get arrested. He took off out of that country, fast speed. Right? Back out on the run. Went back to Belize. On the run again. Then funny thing is they caught him. When they caught him, he got deported where? To England, because he had a British passport. Don't forget he was born in England. If you follow the documentary, born in England and raised in America. Because he still have a brother in England. I talk about a part of the story as well. Well, coming back to his birth, his father. He never talks about his father in the documentary. Don't know why, but at the end you will understand. Did he kill his father? Did he kill his neighbor? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Watching the documentary, after you watch the documentary and you watch this live, you comment down below. Let me know what you think about John McAfee and all these bodies. Because he claimed he developed this Michelangelo virus that he could tap into anybody's computer, government, and everybody. And you have a whole bunch of secret in a lot of countries, China included, Russia, America. So when he went back to England, making his way through Europe, he got arrested. Yeah, got arrested. The brilliant psycho, John McAfee. The funny part about it is when he got arrested, put in a cell, next thing you know, John McAfee had a heart attack and died. So they say. Spoiler alert. But guess what? Watch till the end. All the way ends. His first girlfriend or wife was supposed to be the 18-year-old girl that he met in Belize. What did she say? John McAfee, first, before I even go there, John McAfee had a tattoo on his arm that says, if I die and they claim it's suicide, is who kills me? You know what I'm saying? It's not a suicide, it's them kill me. You know, these people, that's who kill me. Because, you know, he was afraid of the mafia, the cartel, claiming he have information on all these guys, and they were so paranoid. I don't know. Brilliant psycho. So yeah, they say he committed suicide in a jail in France. But 2 days later, after that announcement, 2 days later, here comes a phone call from John McAfee, allegedly, to his first girlfriend, telling him, hey, they're going to meet up soon. He's still alive. Huh? Did you hear me? Did you hear me? 2 days after they announced that he committed suicide, 2 days after, she got a phone call. From who? John McAfee. I am not dead, I am alive. And we'll meet up soon. Same thing happened, I have to say, in the Epstein situation. A man with a lot of information went into a jail cell, claimed he committed suicide, and everything disappeared. People with information get lost in the most prestige way in front of our eyes. Maybe move to a private island where all the good old boys who they want to keep quiet. Maybe they have an Ush Island for these boys. A Ush Island where they go to reside for the rest of their lives while we think they're dead. After all the atrocious crime that they commit on this earth. Let's think about that for a second. Because don't forget, some federal prisons are different from others. You have the plush ones, and you have the real ones. Segregation is a bitch. So John McAfee, the brilliant psycho, in my opinion, still around, enjoying his life. The way he was doing it, hopefully with less guns. Sure, he's still going to have him a young broad, but he's living and he's doing it. So we have to take our hat out to John McAfee, regardless of his madness, because this man was the first man that developed an antivirus software. You know what I mean? So we have to take our hat out to this man, regardless. Even though I don't condone his psychotic behavior, way of living, way of life, don't condone it. Some smart people don't think differently. But this man, of a split personality, could fool anybody. That's why I call him the brilliant psycho. See what I'm saying now? Chronic pain, the inner demon, coming to you. John McAfee. Watch his documentary on Netflix. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments. Remember, I tell you that you'll walk away amazed. You'll walk away with information that makes you go, wow, that makes you think and get you more intrigued with what's going on with these 1%ers, the way they disappear, possibly go to private islands while we think they're dead. Go watch the documentary. Running with the Devil on Netflix. Check that out. Let me know what you think about the brilliant psycho, John McAfee. And why did the security guards in that hotel at first grab all their stuff and information? You have to understand, you have to look at what's going on and what was said and what he's saying. They just, after the information that he collect, to shut him up. A brilliant psycho, John McAfee. Check out his documentary on Netflix, folks. You see what I'm saying? And thank you for supporting the channel. Chronic pain, the inner demon. Once again, peace and love. One love.